Morning. I'm on my patio this morning. I was going to record outside today, but it's so cloudy and you can't see me really good. I wanted you to see this tree that's right outside my patio. Can you see that tree? It's a very beautiful bush. It's been there for a while. And I mean, it's always there, but they planted it there, and I really like that tree. Today is very cloudy and very comfortable here today, and I was going to record out there, but it's so light, and I can't get a really good picture out there with the overcast cloudiness, so I'm going to come back into the house and record in the house. Give me a moment, and I'm at the counter. Whew, I am so tired this morning, but I just wanted to see the tree. I'll record out there in another time when the sun's up. It doesn't do really good when it's cloudy. I am tired this morning. Oh, God. At the complex last night, someone pulled the fire alarm, and the major fire alarm, and it went off, and all the apartments are equipped with, these really loud alarms when you pull the fire alarm. Every apartment, everybody has to evacuate, and these lights, and they have these lights that's flashing, like blue lights, and they're really loud. They're in my back bathroom and in my living area, and they're really hard on your ears. So that happened about 3 a.m. this morning, so I am really exhausted. My Myasthenia is really wanting to lay down today. I'm a little hoarse also, because I remember the first time that someone pulled the alarm. It was a couple of years ago when I first moved over here, and I was sitting watching TV, and my sister was visiting, and someone pulled it on about 10:30, and it scared me so bad. That was when I first realized that with myasthenia, anything like that, like I guess not an excitement, but a scare, or when you become afraid, your muscles, my muscles, and I'm not going to say everybody because I'm not speaking for every person that has myasthenia in the world, but my muscles will go limp. My doctor had said to me one time that I need to stay away from stress. So I guess it was kind of like a stressful thing. But they would go limp on me. I went limp. And I could not get out of my recliner. I wasn't in my electric chair at the time. I was sitting in another recliner in the room. And I could not move. My wheelchair was sitting in front of me, but I still couldn't move. So I now know that anything like that, anger or getting upset, will cause me to get shaky and get weak. But my myasthenia, because I remember when I lived in my other complex over there, my other apartment where I told you I lived down where I had to walk down and it was not very convenient for me, I used to be very afraid of thunderstorms. And when the storms would come, my muscles would react so bad. I would get so scared and shaky, and I would want to go out and go up the steps. Because when I first got myasthenia, I was still driving a bit. I was driving, and I was able to walk more than I do now and walk out my door, but I'd always fall. I remember one incident where I was trying to come in my door from getting my mail off the side of the wall. My mailbox was right on the side of outside my door, and I was stepping up into my doorway, and my muscles went out. They just went out. My leg muscles went out, and I fell. And when I fell, I felt like I fell all the way across the room, it seemed like. And I had this carpet burns, and so happened the mailman was at the next apartment, and he heard me, and I was hollering, and he came over, and he said, "Ma'am, what can I do for you?" And he called 911. Because when I first got myasthenia, when I fell, I could not get up. When the muscles went out, I could not push myself up off the floor. I could not turn over. I might could, but now, after having it for 7 years, I have realized that my muscles will come back. I haven't fell in about 2 years now. The last time I fell, the ambulance came and picked me up and took me to the hospital because I couldn't get up off the floor then either. So falling is a risk for someone with me, for myasthenia, because my muscles do get weak, but I haven't fallen in a couple of years now. I try to protect myself from that. I've got a lot of safeguards in place now. But anyway, with the fire alarm going off last night, the fire truck came, and all those firemen got out, and they came in, and they looked around for the fire, and then they turned off the alarm system, but it took a while, so I'm so tired. I got back to bed about 5 o'clock, and I was so tired. and I'm still tired. But I wanted to just, I was going to take you outside and show you the outside of in the tree this morning. I just wanted to see that beautiful tree out there. But and the cars, because like I say, I haven't drove in a couple of years now. I just kind of like lost interest in it. I've never been fond of driving anyway, because I would drive and my muscles and my arms would not let me reach up and pull down the gear to put it in drive or park, and I got kind of afraid of being behind the wheel, especially after the head-on collision. I was already apprehensive anyway. So I just quit driving so much, but I hope to go back to driving again. It's like baby steps for me for all these things that I do with the Myasthenia. But I was, like I say, very tired from last night, and it kind of reminded me of when I first moved here and my muscles went out, and it reminded me when I was living in the other apartment and couldn't get up, and if something was happening. There was many nights when I lived in an apartment over there that I did not even get up and close my door, my screen door, not my inside door. The screen was locked because I could not get up off the couch. I just was not able to get up and get in my chair. When I get my weaknesses with myasthenia, it's like there's nothing I can do. I just have to just wait until it passes or takes a pill, because it's like a rag doll almost. You just have to wait. I may have a severe case of it. Everyone else don't have the same thing. Like I said, that's why I'm talking about mine, because these are my experiences with it. And I don't know if anyone else has had the same experience. If you do, you can comment down below if you know something that I can try maybe, because I've tried a lot of different things. But the one thing, like I say, I remember from when I first got it was that I was on a lot of steroids. And being on the steroids caused me to eat a lot, because those, steroids makes you hungry, and then I gained a lot of weight, which probably didn't help the myasthenia. It was trial and error for me. I went through a lot of trial and error learning about how to take care of this disease. But I was, like I say, was not capable of cooking any food, so I did a lot of ordering out, and I think everyone in town knew my phone number and knew my address, all the fast food, all the delivery services, and they were very nice, because they would come inside and bring my food inside. Most places don't deliver on the side; they just deliver to the door. But because of my the condition, and I told them about, and I was a steady customer, they would say, "Are you the lady in the wheelchair that needs to be brought inside?" And I'd say yes, and they'd come inside. People were so nice to accommodate me in that way, which made me feel better, because I did spend, like I said, a lot of time alone when I first got sick, because I lived alone and everybody I knew were working and didn't have a whole lot of time to give to me. I didn't have any kind of in-home assistance. Going through the process of being a working woman to being a disabled woman was a long journey also, because the doctor had to finally say she's disabled. She cannot go back to work. And then Disability Health Society, yes, she is disabled. So that's a long journey. And I want to say to everyone that plan in life for something. We hope nothing's going to happen, but just have a plan B. Everybody's got a plan A, but have a plan B, because you never know. And luckily I had a little bit of a plan B, so I wasn't totally, well, I'm going to starve to death or anything. And I had, like I said, I had my friend, my angel, Ann, that came and supported me and did for me and helped me out. And she didn't charge me anything. She didn't want anything in return. She just wanted to help me, because when she came and I was there in the wheelchair, she was like, "Oh my God, you can't even feed yourself." And she would help me out, and she was like, "What are you going to do? Are you going to go to the nursing home? Are you going to go to a rehabilitation center? Or what?" Because I was only like 55 when I got diagnosed. So it was like, but I said, no, I'm going to be fine. Just give me some time. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to learn to, deal with this. I didn't know what it was, but I was going to learn to do. I knew I wasn't going to give up on it. I was going to try to do the best I could. So, but my myasthenia, like I say, I went through some trial and error with it. But the biggest thing was the weakness and learning how to pick my times to do what I needed to do. Because there are times of the day when I'm really strong, and there are times of the day when I'm going to need to just really chill out. And, I'm, like I say, I'm great. It's great that I can do that. But the disability now, being in the place I'm at now, I'm coming from where it was the journey to get here, and the things I went through to get here, and things I learned by the fallings. I had a couple of fallings. I had ambulance pick me up a couple of times. I had problems with the breathing. And breathing, I would say, is the major thing with the myasthenia is the breathing. And then when I first developed the double vision, I had double vision, which is one reason why I don't want to drive a lot now is because when I drive, I do have double vision. But for a couple of years, I would try to drive, and I would drive with one eye closed, driving down the road, trying to look at it. Then the other one would get tired. I close it and drive with it. And during the time of the crossover, there was like a few minutes, you got to be at a stoplight or something. Double vision. But I don't have double vision now as much as I used to. But I used to have it really bad when I first got my understanding. I had double vision. But I've noticed that it has not been as prevalent as before. So that's one good thing for that, the double vision. And with prednisone, I'm prednisone. Taking a high dose of prednisone, 60 milligrams a day. I could not sleep. There were nights when I could not sleep, and I'm there alone. And I was in a recliner then. I wasn't in my electric chair. So there would be nights when I couldn't get up out of my recliner because a lot of times when I wake up after going to sleep, even now, the muscles are like not so strong. So, and I wasn't on the time release pill that I'm on now that I take at night before I go to bed. It helps me wake up in the morning. I was not on that yet, but I'm on that now, so that helps me wake up in the morning. I apologize if this video is dark because like I said, my muscles are not at its best today because of the incident that happened last night. They had me up in the middle of the night. And then I went back to bed at 5, and then that was such a scare and such a, I don't know, it's very stressful. And when something like that happens, I probably need to rest the next day. I was going to make some gummies today because I do make moringa gummies that I have for a snack. They're made with Jello and moringa. The moringa that I drink in the morning, instead of drinking it, I make it into gummies sometimes, and I just have it like in the evenings if I want a snack, because I'm trying to get away from snacking with potato chips and other things that are not good for me. Because I noticed that when I eat right, my moringa does not bother me as my myasthenia doesn't bother me as bad. And when I eat small meals throughout the day, instead of eating a lot of large meals, it works better for me also. I'm going to talk more about nutrition later in another video and the things I've done, the things I've learned that wasn't working for me nutrition-wise. And then I'm going to also talk about my adventures of driving. Like I say, I did try to drive some, but realized that it's not always safe behind the wheel for me, and I really don't like to drive anyway. So driving was not something I cried over losing, but because I really don't like to drive. But I'm really tired, and I just want to touch base with you and show you the outside over there and show you the tree that I think is so beautiful when I go out on my patio, and to let you know I am tired from last night's adventure with the fire truck and being in here and someone pulling the alarm. I'm very grateful that we have the system here, because I don't think if it was an actual fire, anyone would sleep through it, because they are very loud and these lights go off in this apartment. That's like 10 policeman cars inside this apartment. They are flashing, and it's hard on the ears, but I'm thanking God for it, anyway, because it would get me out. And I will be doing another video soon. I'm going to rest for a couple of days, and I've got some more projects I want to do. But I'm going to do a video where I'm going to be cooking something in the kitchen to show you how I use my stove and how in my wheelchair and how the time of morning that I do it. I'll probably make some of my gummies and show you that and everything. But I do, and I want to know, and I will be talking at you later. Subscribe down below if you like the video, and thank you. Bye-bye.